All right, I want to make a video on the importance of goal setting and just having something to strive towards, having something to like consistently push towards, and not just get lost in, the bigger picture. You know what I mean? Like, beginning of this year, we're coming to the end of the year. And the reason I'm bringing up this topic is because I'm sure a lot of people are going to start creating New Year's resolutions. And they always make this joke about, New Year's resolution. But then, a few weeks in, you see who's really committed and who is just making it just to make it. You know what I mean? Like they say about the gym, like, the first week of January, you're going to see a whole bunch of people in the gym. And then as the days dwindle on, you'll see how it gets less and less and it just goes back to normal. So we're going to talk about goal setting. Beginning of this year, 2024, I had a couple goals that I set for myself. A lot of them I accomplished. Some of them I got close to, and others, it's like I almost changed my perspective on the way I was viewing things. So I wasn't really I was going towards it, and I was like, you know what? This is not what I want. You know what I mean? So I'll just give you a few examples of of goals that I made in the beginning of the year, and if I accomplished them or not. So I'll give you a little brief summary. My job, we have these certifications where if you pass the test and get a certification, you get a pay raise, and it gives you an incentive to actually try to improve at what you're doing, and it sort of gauges your skill, right? So beginning of the year, I made a thing with myself. I wanted to get 4 certifications by my birthday, which was in May. So it was almost around the halfway point. So not over there, almost around the halfway point. And I wanted 4 certifications. And then by the end of the year, I wanted a promotion to the next level at my job. Those are my 2 goals I set for my job wise. And the first one, 4 certifications by my birthday, I ended up getting. So I ended up getting, 4 pay bumps. We also had a new contract where I got a big raise. So all went well. My finances looked like they were going up. The other one, where for the job promotion, I didn't end up getting, not to spoil it, but it's already November, end of the year. It's probably unlikely that I get the promotion, but there's always next year for that. So I still think that I worked my way up. I still think that I improved my overall knowledge of the job and the knowledge of the thing that I'm doing. Not only that, but I got some of the certifications that I needed that were very, not over here, that were very important, right? Over here. So another goal I set, this is more or less a hobby goal. It was for jiu-jitsu. I train jiu-jitsu, and one of my goals that I set was that I wanted to get a blue belt this year. I was a white belt. I started jiu-jitsu late last year in 2023, and I was like, I want to get a blue belt for this year. And I ended up getting my blue belt a day before my birthday as well. So it's funny how a lot of stuff are happening right before my birthday, but I ended up getting my blue belt actually May 18th, which is the day before my birthday. And yeah, that was pretty cool. So it's almost 2 of the those are just 2 examples I'm gonna give of just little goals that I set for myself at the beginning of the year, and I accomplished them. You know what I mean? So it kind of just shows that you could chip away at little goals, even if they're not super giant goals. You could chip away at little goals, and here's another thing I want to sort of get to is while I was going for the certifications, you have to go and take a test. You pass the test, you get one certification. You pass your test, you get one certification. So while I was going for the test, I went for the test in January. I ended up failing it actually, and I had to retake it. A month later, you have to wait a month to take it. I ended up passing it, and I went for 2 actually that time. And it's just like the feeling, the dopamine that you get from, you know, working hard towards a goal and then achieving it. It's like a great feeling. Like, I don't know, you know, whoever's watching this, I don't know if you've ever experienced a time in your life where you were, this is very shaky, where you had a goal, something in mind that you wanted to achieve, and you set time out every day, you set time out every week, time out every month to achieve that goal, right? For me, for example, I wanted to get these certifications. So I set time out every day to study the tests, study the material, review the material, do practice tests to get these certifications. And once I ended up getting them, it was such a great feeling. You know, I remember driving home from the test center the day that I got my first certification, and I'm like, let's go. I was like mad hyped. I was in the car, and I was like just driving home with like the music blasting, all windows down. And I was like, yeah, I'm like pumping my head. I'm super like excited about passing the test, you know what I mean? And that's just like, it's such a small goal. It's just like a test, passing a test. You know, it's the raise, it's like everything just coming into one. You know, you're getting the raise, you're getting the time spent in the thing, you're getting the knowledge, you're getting everything, put it all together, and you're like, oh, yo, this is so rewarding. It's so rewarding to like try to do something. It's so rewarding to actually give your time into a specific thing and achieve it, right? And it just like the feeling is just undescribable, really. And it's just I'm giving it such like descriptive words for something like as small as like just an exam, like a test, you know what I mean? But this could be applied to everyday life. This could be applied to little things, just little goals that you set for yourself, right? So let's get to another point. I'll go back to the jiu-jitsu thing. So beginning of the year, I had a goal of becoming a blue belt by the end of the year. I ended up getting it in May. And a goal that I didn't have for myself, but I sort of picked up on throughout the year, was I wanted to, you know, compete in a jiu-jitsu tournament and actually win. And I ended up competing 3 times throughout the year. I have another one coming in 2 weeks as well, so it's gonna be 4 times, right? So ended up competing, put a light on in here, it's so dark. Okay, I ended up competing 3 times throughout the year. Ended up getting gold, bronze, and I have another one coming in 2 weeks. So just something little like that. Like, that wasn't my objective going into the year. I didn't have a plan on, I want to compete in a jiu-jitsu tournament. It's just, you know, throughout the year you pick up new goals, you pick up new things that you might have interest in, and you know, you set a new goal for yourself. I've seen a lot of my teammates that go to my academy competing, and they're like, oh, you should try it to test yourself. And me, you know, I'm a very competitive person. I'm like, why not? Like, I played basketball my whole life. I'm like, I love to compete, and you know, this is almost kind of why I joined. I joined to test myself. I joined to, you know, self-defense wise, and I joined to compete. So been competing, been loving it, and you just pick up new things while you go out throughout your journey. You know what I mean? You're not gonna like, okay, I was watching this video on YouTube about this guy, and he was saying, like, if you want to achieve something, you have to just start, right? That's like once you start, you almost overcome all those like hurdles of everything else. You know what I mean? Some people, they want to always wait for the perfect time. They want to always wait for I want to have the perfect strategy. I want to have the most ideal conditions. I want to be in the most perfect position to start my whatever I'm starting. But his whole premise of his video was saying you just have to start. You just have to do it, and you just have to do trial and error, through trial and error, through trial and error. And you, over time, you pick up the things that you should and shouldn't be doing, right? You come to like a realization, like, look, this isn't working, this is working. Let me try to implement more of this, and let me try to limit this over here, because this is not helping me get towards my goal, right? So yeah, that's just what's been on my mind. Back to the goal setting. We're going into 2025. It's crazy to say, you know. It's crazy to say we're going to 2025. It's like, see, I'm so young that it feels like so long, but like 5 years ago, to say 5 years ago was COVID is crazy, because 5 years ago was like a quarter of my life. Like, I'm only 20. 5 years ago was a quarter of my life. So it's insane to say that, right? It is insane. But we're going to 2025. I just want to make this video to almost inspire you and encourage you to set goals for yourself. Whatever you're doing, whatever things you have in mind, whatever things you're trying to do, start it, whatever it is. If it's a business, if it's fitness goals, if it's relationship wise, if it's spiritually wise with a relationship with the Lord, whatever it might be, whatever you have on your mind, whatever you're thinking about pursuing, I just want to encourage you, start today. Today is November 24th, 2024. Start today. Make a change in your life. Pursue what you want to do. Serve the Lord. Love God. And yeah, just set little goals. It doesn't have to be big. I didn't start this year saying I wanted to be a black belt by the end of the year. I didn't start this year by saying I wanted to become the CEO of the company that I work at the end of this year. I didn't start with these giant goals that are almost, not to say unachievable, but it's like it's too far ahead in the future. You have to start with these little things and incrementally build your way up. Now going into this new year, I'm setting myself new goals, even bigger goals than before, and even more goals of other interests that I have in myself. I also just started running with my church. I started running like weekly, and hearing their like stories about how they started running just to, you know, stay in shape and whatever, and now they're doing marathons and half marathons, and I think it's called super marathon, where it's like 50 miles or whatever it's called, which I can't even imagine ever running 50 miles in my life. And now I'm almost getting like a little bit like motivated and inspired to try to pursue that as well. So you have to start somewhere. You have to start somewhere. Whatever you want to do, start it today. Don't wait for the optimal conditions. Don't wait for the optimal time. Don't wait for the everything, the stars to align. It's never gonna align for you. You're never gonna get it perfect. You gotta just start and adjust while you're on the way. Adjust while you're doing it. All right? Take action today. I love you. Jesus loves you. Peace out.